Hey guys, kind of wanted to do a video about Hashimoto's, kind of a more serious, more dedicated video about it, because it's one of those diseases that's very, very, underdiagnosed, misdiagnosed, and they'll tell you, it's, one thing or the other, like, you have all the symptoms of having a thyroid problem, and you have muscle aches and pains, and they say, well, you have fibromyalgia. Yes, I do have pain in my muscles. That's basically what fibromyalgia is. And it's like connective tissue and muscular pain or something like that. I can't really remember, but basically that's what fibromyalgia is. And you have underlying causes for that. And what I have, like I've said before, I have Hashimoto's. And I'm probably going to skip all over the place because my brain is all over the place because I have brain fog and I can't remember some of the topics I go over, so I end up repeating myself a lot, so hang with me. So basically, I've had symptoms of a thyroid problem as far back as I can remember. I remember being like 10 or 11 and feeling depressed, and then fast forward to about age 13, 14, probably 13, depression got even worse, and then fast forward to about 15 or 16 years old, had lots of fatigue, always tired, depression even worse, feeling, honestly, thoughts of suicide, and actually anxiety, at that time, was really bad, and I was having panic attacks and things like that, and, heart palpitations, and, I've always had, like, I call it social anxiety. I've always had problems, communicating, I guess, always shy and things like that, so I'm not sure if that's part of it or part of something else, because I was diagnosed with dyslexia when I was, I don't even know, maybe 6 or 7 or maybe even older, but I'm wondering if that was a misdiagnosis. There's actually something else that kind of can be misdiagnosed with that, and I cannot remember what it's called, but it's like a visual thing. I always had to use overlays, clear overlays on my books and things that I was reading, because like the words were like moving and stuff like that. I think it's called Erlen's syndrome. I may be saying it wrong, but I think that's what I have, and I think it was misdiagnosed as dyslexia because I've never had a problem reading, but, add that on top of the Hashimoto's and all that, and brain fog, and it's crazy. But, anyway, back to the Hashimoto's. You have all these symptoms that are being misdiagnosed, fatigue, migraines, muscle pain, joint pain, hair loss, your hair is falling out, it's getting thin, you're missing patches of hair, your eyebrows are falling out, you're getting acne, mood swings, depressed, anxiety, I don't know if I said that already, but, heart palpitations, high cholesterol, weak nails, weak hair, hair's breaking off, nails are breaking off, dry skin, I could probably just go on, vertigo, dizziness, GI issues, acid reflux, vision problems. If you ever had a heart attack, that's linked with your thyroid. You know, having heart issues, get your thyroid checked. And there's just so many things, and I honestly think that my herniated disc might be connected with that, because you know you start getting problems with your ligaments and your muscles and things like that, and you know that's part of your body. If that part's not getting nourished, then I would assume it begins to break down. So I attribute my herniated disc to part of that. You have tendinitis or carpal tunnel, psoriasis, eczema, almost any kind of skin condition you can think of. Trying to think what else. You can have things like numbness in your hands, numbness in your feet. For me, like, my toes and just my toenails, not my fingernails, but my toenails will get blue. And I don't know, they'll get blue, and sometimes, like, I'll press on them and they'll stay white for a long time. So, if you have a thyroid problem, then I think the statistics are something like 82% of people with Hashimoto's Hashimoto's. 82% of people with hypothyroid or Graves' disease or anything like that actually are not being diagnosed with Hashimoto's, and they end up having that. So, you don't find out you have Hashimoto's, you can end up with a ton of different autoimmune diseases. You could start out with IBS, you could get Crohn's, and, progresses into celiac disease if you never figure out what's wrong with you. And I've not been tested for celiac disease, so I don't know if I have that or not. So I just assume that I do, and trying to stay on the diet. I don't eat gluten, but I did have corn, and I know that's like cross-reactive to gluten, so that was a dumb decision on my part to eat that. But just any kind of autoimmune disease you can think of, can be caused by the Hashimoto's. I have leaky gut, and I know that from my doctor and doing research that it causes, like, anything you eat will go into your bloodstream. Those particles will go into your bloodstream. They go through the little spots in your digestive system that have little holes in them, and the food particles will go into your bloodstream, like I was saying, and start to cause all kinds of reactions to the foods that you're eating. Just like, when you get eczema, that's more than likely a reaction to something that you're eating, that your body is attacking you. So it starts through that way, and then you have, like, brain inflammation, and you get brain fog, and that's, like, I can honestly say, like, I think the brain fog is the worst part of this disease. You gotta find out what's causing the inflammation with your brain fog, and you could actually have Lyme disease that actually triggered the Hashimoto's, and it's a lot of different things, and it's very complicated, and you're on a journey to find your root cause, which is a very difficult journey, because you think you're getting better, and then, you mess up, take 2 steps back, and just keep going on from there and trying to progress. But if you know anyone with Hashimoto's or thyroid disease and you think they might be a hypochondriac, or you know somebody that sounds like a hypochondriac, just step back and think for a minute about what I've said about Hashimoto's and autoimmune diseases. These people are suffering probably with multiple autoimmune diseases, and you know, what I've seen, like, a lot of people with this disease don't get the support that they need and that they deserve, and it's one of those things, like, you're never going to know what it's like unless you actually experience it yourself. And it's exhausting, and, you know, the depression is exhausting, the anxiety is exhausting, and it's hard for me to explain how this disease affects my life, because it's everything that it affects. You know, if I wake up one morning and I'm tired and I'm achy and I feel like crap, I'm not, you know, I'm not going to be able to clean the house up or take care of my son the way that, you know, I want to. And, you know, going to the grocery store a lot of days is just, it's a very hard thing to do. Tired, you can't get the motivation to get up and do it. And then when you do it, you get to the store and, you know, you may start having some really bad anxiety. Or, you know, there's just, like I was saying, there's so many things to it. Reading a book is exhausting for me. I don't even read anymore. Just even things that you wouldn't think that are exhausting are exhausting. You have to use your brain for, you know, to do everything, to do a job, to read, to write, just, you know, everything. Use your imagination. You have to use your brain. And part of that, yeah, like, the disease causes you to be tired when you do those things because it's exhausting to your brain. If you could just imagine, like, running a marathon every day, how do you feel after that exhaustion? You just want to sit down and breathe and relax, and that's kind of how it is for people that have autoimmune diseases. And we'll never be able to explain to people that that don't have any autoimmune diseases what it's like. Like I was saying before a million times, I know. I just wish there was more awareness for this disease. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it, but if you see a family member struggling with exhaustion, depression, anxiety, you know, gastrointestinal problems, you know, they're eating foods and having reactions, constipation, diarrhea, you know, acid reflux, those sorts of things. If you have any family members that are showing those symptoms, try to, you know, point them into the direction of looking up autoimmune diseases, Hashimoto's. You know, help them out, because it took me until I was 30 to find out what was wrong with me. And the doctors were always saying that you know, take this antidepressant. You have anxiety and you have chronic depression. Take this antidepressant. And I think I've been on, it's like 6 or 7 different ones, and they only made me worse. So, you know, antidepressants are just a temporary solution, a Band-Aid. for a deeper problem, a deeper cause. So I just wanted to make this video to kind of, I really want to make more awareness of this disease because it's such an underdiagnosed thing, and you know, people with this they are really suffering. It's you know, they call it an invisible illness. And it may seem like the person's fine, but most of us that have this disease are just, we just want to look normal, we want to look like we fit in, and, you know, we don't want people to look at us differently because we're sick, you know, and I don't know, we don't want the attention of being sick, I guess, and because if we wanted, you know, we would be questioned like every single day, and we kind of just put on the face of being happy and being okay and not being ill, but behind closed doors, behind our close family members, we're not okay. And just, I think the awareness that Hashimoto's and thyroid problems get, the awareness that has is not okay, because it's a real problem. And I know a lot of it's can be cause problems. For me, I believe that the high antibodies in me caused my son to have autism. I read about something called blood-brain barrier, and the antibodies can cross over into it. And I didn't know at the time when I was pregnant that I had Hashimoto's. I was being told that I had depression and I had anxiety, and that was it. And your doctors too, like doctors look at you like you're crazy when you tell them all of your like 200 symptoms that you have. And the last doctor I had before my chiropractor, I'm telling her every time I visited her what was going on with me and how I was feeling. And the last visit I decided, you know, this isn't working, because the last thing that she said to me was, I wish there was something I could do to help you. And yeah, I felt like giving up then. So it's one of those things where you have to educate yourself too. You have to be your own advocate. Doctors aren't always right, because there was more to what was going on with me than depression, and the doctor wasn't right. So you kind of have to do your own research, and don't always rely on, you know, what everyone in the medical field says. Everything isn't always right. Do your own research. You know how you feel. You're your own best judge of how you feel. And I guess that's kind of part of the message I want to send here too, is to advocate for yourself too. Don't give up. Food is, you know, a way to heal yourself, and you're not going to cure your autoimmune diseases, but you can put them into remission if you find out what is causing the reactions. So I would start with food if, you know, you're having any of these kinds of problems. I would start with the autoimmune protocol diet and see what that does. And then from there, you know, you will probably see a big difference. I just wanted to show you guys too, like, I have lost, probably can't even tell, I've lost like 30 pounds when I stopped eating all the grains and all the dairy and stuff. I think when we moved to Tennessee, I weighed like 160 pounds, and once we moved here, not too much long after, I got diagnosed with the Hashimoto's, and then when I saw my doctor, my chiropractor, then he said, you know, go on this diet, no grains, no dairy, no this, no that, pretty much everything, to be honest. I did that, and I lost 30 pounds. So that there should say something too. Went gluten-free, and my problems with tendonitis in my wrist went away. The severe back pain, I do have back pain still, but it's usually just in the morning when I wake up. I kind of gotta work out the arthritis a little bit. But that pain is like 100 times better than it was. It's not perfect, but it's like a night and day difference. I still have problems with my hair falling out, so still struggling with that. But basically, I'm slowly getting better, and I've had some slip-ups, and I've been feeling crappy lately because of that. And I'm trying to get better, trying to get more in control of this, and just keep pushing forward. But that's basically it. I just wanted to do a video about Hashimoto's and kind of like awareness on it. I know this is probably like a super long video, but I hope you guys stuck with it and maybe learned something you didn't know. I know I say a lot too because I have, okay, just say it again. I have a problem. I would say it's from the brain fog, like trying to get out what I'm saying. So my videos, I say a lot, that's why. But thank you guys for sticking with the video and watching, and I will talk to you guys later.